brains, minds, consciousnesses, in the great universe. Xiefeng. Translated by Transin and edited by Care. Brains are the bridges between consciousnesses, minds, and the great universe. The great universe that is seen, heard, smelled, tasted, and felt is processed by brains into minds. Brains would die without the great universe. Brains can be activated by observing and experiencing the great universe, and they will become quicker and smarter thusly. That is why we have the saying, read 1,000 of books and travel 1,000 miles. Apart from interpreting sensations, the brain is also capable of thinking. The closer we look, the deeper we feel about the things and phenomena that we sense, the more developed our brains become, and the more powerful our minds become. Our minds are determined by the information and data provided to our brains which come from the great universe. That is to say, the great universe that a person experiences determines the person's mind, which is why there are wolf children and deer children, as well as the origin of the belief that the Bel-Esprits reside on green mountains with sparkling water while rogues live on barren hills with turbulent rivers, and the reason to keep the company of good people, and you shall be counted among their numbers. From this, we can draw the conclusion that the environment creates human minds. Different environments create different life. The environments of animals bring up animals. The human environment brings up people. The environment of celestial beings brings up celestial beings. The environment of Buddha brings up Buddhas. This environment known as the Great Universe includes both the material world environment and the non-material world environment, the reality environment and the super-reality environment. The reality material environment is the great universe that we see, hear, smell, taste, and feel. The super-reality non-material world includes the great universe written in books, sent to computers and TV screens, dreamed by our subconscious minds, and imagined in our minds. Always remember that you can know the principles and ways to have a sublime life, but you must live in the corresponding environment of life level in order to achieve the life in which you desire to be. Those who are surrounded by animals and animals' environment are animals. Those who are surrounded by people and people's environment are people. Those who are surrounded by celestial beings and celestial's environment are celestial beings. Those who are surrounded by Buddha and Buddha's environment are Buddha. Those who are surrounded by gods and God's environment are gods. People who live with people in the human world for a long time cannot become celestial beings or attain Buddhahood. If one wants to go there, they must live in environments that possess those attributes. Live in their worlds. The new oasis for life created by Life Genuine is the environment of celestial beings where celestial beings live. So, if you want to become a celestial being, you must live in the new oasis for life. A brain cannot exist independently, but a mind can. A brain is restrained by the material world, but a mind is not. A brain is material, but a mind is non-material. People carry the genes of consciousness information from many previous lives. The good and bad of the root of wisdom rely on the consciousness of their genetic information. That is the origin of the so-called genius. Generally speaking, people who have never lived in heaven in any of their previous lives cannot become a celestial being or attain Buddhahood, and will have to go through the same difficulty as someone who wants to become a singer but has a rough, untuned voice. Genius is not cultivated, but is innate. The so-called innate means that they have acquired certain qualities throughout many previous lives. The so-called life is the soul, and the so-called soul is consciousness. Consciousness determines the nature and level of life. Therefore, a brain is a channel for information from the great universe to enter a mind. A brain is dead without the great universe and cannot survive without it. Minds are independent and can exist even without the great universe. The great universe can be created by a mind. The great universe plays a decisive role in the formation of minds. In order to attain the mind of a celestial being or to attain Buddhahood, one must associate with celestial beings and Buddhas and live in their world.